Spikes, welcome back. This is the third episode of the Goliath Gauntlet with special guest Boo.
Hi.
He is playing Bravo in the Bravo Gauntlet. That's how this is
the concept,
working.
I guess.
Yeah, how the previous two have been working. So we're just working on pattern recognition at this point.
Yeah, it's like things have happened.
Things have occurred. Boo's on this side of the table playing Bravo. That's the important part.
I think so.
Yeah. So for this week around in the Gauntlet, I am going to be playing Little Tiny Ninja Man, and I'm going to try to poke you through all of your Guardian defenses. I am playing Benji, Piercing Wind. So the idea for this deck is the Spring Tidings combo, of course, where you attack a bunch of times with cards that either innately have Go Again or you give them Go Again with the help of Breeze Rider Boots. You attack multiple times and then follow that up with a Spring Tidings and make sure that it goes through so that you draw a card for each attack that you've previously attacked with. And then you attack again with a bunch of small cards, and then you Spring Tidings again and you draw 20 cards and you just keep attacking.
Go for it.
Yeah. It helps a lot that his ability makes the attacks a lot more difficult to block. But seeing what you have on the other side of the table, you are relatively prepared for
mostly
for blocking with cards that are not in your hand. But outside of that, I am playing Harmonized Kodachi on both sides here. There isn't really anything to say about this other than, like, I don't usually attack with these, but it's better than just not having them.
They exist.
If I want to attack with them, I have them. They're not the main strategy, but they're here.
Cool tool.
Then I have Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, very important for the combo because it allows me to, on the turn that I want to go off, search for the second Spring Tidings. It is just a very important part of the strategy and what makes the deck really, really strong and consistent. I also have Ironhide Plate. The chest piece for this deck doesn't really need to be any specific thing. I picked Ironhide Plate just because in case I need to block extra stuff, I'll likely have resources available, so I can just pump them into
most probably. Yep.
Then I have Breaking Scales. This helps because it does block for 1 with Battle Worn, and it also allows my cards with combo to get +1 attack to push through damage for on-hits or just extra damage for fun.
More poof.
And then, as I mentioned, Breeze Rider Boots, also very important for the combo. I think every card in this deck, outside of maybe 6 cards, either has Go Again already or has combo. So on the turn you're going off, this just gives basically all the cards in the deck Go Again.
You just keep going.
You keep going. You're like
like
the Energizer Bunny. That's Benji, the Energizer Benji.
Picture a big drum here and just...
Picture Bravo right here.
Bravo 2 hammers. Bam, bam, bam.
The Kodachis. Anyway, so that's my deck. And Boo, if you may, introduce your Bravo deck once again.
I guess I should. So this Bravo list is mostly a control-oriented, I would say, trying to block all the things and eventually overcome with a big such is the plan, such is the way.
Crippling crushes with pummel and...
Yes, and all of the good syrupy goodness. And so for this game, however, I did change my hammer because in the face of this little young intimidating man,
whippersnapper,
we should block a tiny bit more. And thus, instead of Anathos, I have Titan's Fist, which has 1 less attack, and its plus ability is also 1 less. But it is one-handed, and thus I can run the Rampart of the Ram's Head, which doesn't block naturally, but when I do block, I can pay 1 resource and then give it +1 block. So it actually does block. Funny how that works. A shield that blocks. Concept.
Crazy.
Wow. So that's probably going to be the main use of my resources, since I mostly won't be able to block with cards in my hand because of Benji's ability. So that's the whole plan. Yeah. And for the rest of the rundown, we do have the Helm on my head because setup turns to have more cards in hand are always a fun thing to have. Plus it also blocks for 1. Like those. The Tectonic Plating, because storing resources is a very nice thing to do just in general, and it also allows to pitch stack. This is not as required because this one does only need 1 card to trigger its plus instead of 2, but you know, storing resources, we like that.
Still good.
The Gauntlet, still a limited thing, still very good, and it just gives more attack, so hopefully if I can pressure his hand more so he can't actually do the whole combo, that's, you know, preventive measures, we like. And the Amarot legs, because Guardian has nothing important on their feet, and thus 1 defense is a good thing to have.
He ain't got no shoes.
No.
Yeah, the thing that's going to be very scary here with the Goliath Gauntlet is you have a lot of on-hit effects that are very relevant against me. Yep. Like there's Disable, because I mostly want to have something arsenaled, so that's going to be really good. There's also that one that makes it so I can't attack with things that have 3 or less base attack.
Yep,
and that's this entire deck.
Yeah, and the one that turns off your text box, that's also a big card.
Like a lot of your on-hits are very relevant, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But you did win the die roll.
Again.
So we will get started. Good luck. Have fun.
Good fun, have luck.
Good lunch, had fries.
I would like to kick us off with the best thing I think I can do, which is Crippling Crush You. This is red, this is great. I need to pitch this blue Staunch Response, this blue Showtime, and this red Crush Confidence to it. It is a huge 11, and if it does crush you, you will have to discard 2 random cards, which for this first turn doesn't matter as much, but you know, big swing.
I'm at 17 life points, just normally. So 11 is a large percentage.
That it is.
I am very small.
We did establish that.
I am very, he's too big and the punch is too strong. So I'm going to block with these 3 cards from my hand. It is a yellow Ride the Tailwind, a blue Ride the Tailwind, and a blue Winds of Eternity. I will also be blocking with my Breeze Rider boots. So I am blocking for a total of 7, 8. So I'm currently, the prospect is that I am taking 3 damage.
That sounds like the thing that's gonna happen, yes.
Okay, so I will take 3 damage. I'm now at 14.
Superb! So let's move to cleaning up this whole mess.
Well, I think I'm gonna swing back with just about the same amount of ferocity and force as you did on your turn. I'm gonna attack you with this Crane Dance. It is a yellow Crane Dance, so it's for 2, and thanks to Benji, it is unblockable.
With card from my hand.
With card from your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is important.
But I think I am taking this too, actually.
Free. I'm not going to have any effects or anything, so I will just arsenal this card in my hand and draw back up to 4.
Very fair.
And pass to you.
All right. Activate Bravo.
Oh, no.
Pitching this red Crippling Crush. I'm not using it, which is a shame, but And this red Disable to give my attack action cards with cost 3 or greater Dominate. And this will be used on this Crush Confidence that I have, the red one specifically, pitching a blue Chokeslam. And thus it is a 7 attack card. It does gain Dominate from Bravo, and thus if it crushes you, you will lose your text box for next turn.
So I will be declaring some blocks. I'm going to block with this Fluster Fist, as well as my Breaking Scales and my Ironhide Plate. And trigger the Ironhide Plate, I will pay for it with this blue Find Center. I do have 2 floating, it's not going to really matter, but just
you do have
integrity.
Them?
I do have it. So right now, the Fluster Fist blocks for 3, Scales blocks for 1, and then this is getting +2. So it is for a total of 6.
All right, I do not have any responses, so you may take 1.
I will take a single point of damage. Ironhide Plate will crumble into dust.
Goodbye.
And then I assume we're just moving on to...
yes, we will definitely be moving on.
Okay, I will declare an attack at your face.
Ow!
With this Flood of Force for 1 damage.
My face!
Yeah.
Taking it, my face suffers.
I have an attack reaction.
Oh no!
I'm gonna pump it with this Ancestral Empowerment. It gets +1 attack and I get to draw a card.
I guess I will take 2 then. I suffer more than anticipated.
Then I will move to the end of my turn and I'm going to arsenal this card and pass over to you.
So, seeing as my hand is still full, we might as well use it, right?
Oh, no.
So we will begin with this Tectonic Plating of mine, pitching this blue Crush Confidence. Absolutely. So these 2 will be floating around with joy and whatever else, which makes a Seismic Search. I will spend those 2 then into a Bravo activation because Dominate good, especially against your now less defensive move.
Yeah.
And thus,
great for me.
we shall do a red Disable, which will be paid for by a blue Cartilage Crush and a blue Staunch Response. 1 floating, which probably doesn't matter, but it comes in for 9 with Dominate, and if it crushes you, this Arsenal card of yours goes down at the bottom of your deck.
Goes down under. So 9 is a lot. Especially when I can only block with one card from my hand. So
yes.
the one card that I will choose is going to be this yellow Rushing River. So I will block for 3. I will be taking 6 damage. So the crush will in fact happen.
Yay, crush!
Sinks this back to the bottom of my deck.
It does.
It no longer exists, and I am at 7 life points.
And we shall move to cleaning up and put all those blues down there and draw back up. Proceed as you see fit.
Okay, so I will, again, I'm going to crack back with about the same force that you are.
Just about.
I'm going to play the Sigil of Solace and gain 3 life.
Wow.
And then I'm going to Arsenal this card and pass the turn.
Wow. Okay, so this hand truly is not amazing. Let's just put it out there. So you will have, you will have some respite. So this will pop for what is looking like no good value. Sadly enough, but what can you do? We will begin with this Tear Asunder, pitching a blue out of the Ancient. This is also blue. So my next Guardian attack this turn will gain +1 power. It has also Dominate, and if it hits a hero, they discard 2 cards, and that goes again, because if it didn't, that would be kind of sad.
That'd be pretty funny.
We will add to this a Tectonic Plating thing, because I would like to get this back.
Of course.
So pitch this yellow pummel with 1 floating, and this comes back to over here. And we shall end this by Hammer Time, pitching this blue Tear Asunder to pay for it. And though this does get its +1 and that +1, so we have a total of 3, 4, 5 with Dominate, and if it hits, you discard 2 cards.
Interesting. That is unfortunate. However, I saw through the ether and knew that you were, I read your mind.
Saw the thing.
So what I'm going to do, I will be blocking with this blue 100 Winds for 2 damage, or for 2 block.
Yep.
Do you have any attack reaction?
I would not.
I have a defense reaction.
Wow!
I would like to Flick Flack.
Flick Flacker!
So I will be blocking a total of 6, and it is with only 1 card from my hand, because this one was from my arsenal.
Totally legal, totally blocked, totally
rules.
Countered. Yeah, this hand didn't do anything much anyway, I mean, so
you could have cast the Rouse the Ancients and revealed the 3 cards.
Yeah.
Although I think it is only attack actions anyway, but still, it would be really funny.
Yeah, that was
It'd be really funny if you're like, I'm
nothing.
gonna attack you with this and reveal these 3 non-attack actions.
Yeah, that was just not happening. Yeah. So we made do.
I mean, that was still not bad. Like 5 with Dominate is still
there is still a danger.
Nothing to laugh at, that's for sure.
Yeah. So you may proceed, and hopefully this time it doesn't look as terrible.
I will be, in direct defiance of what I said in the pregame, attacking you with this Harmonized Kodachi for 1. Because there is a card in my pitch zone with cost 0, it has Go Again. So it's for 1.
Stupendous!
Poke.
I have been poked.
Oh, fool, I'm doing it again.
Poked.
Oh, dang. You fell for it. I'm going to attack you for 1 with this Crane Dance.
So I am poked again. More pokes.
Arsenal's card.
I suffered, okay?
I dealt 3 damage to you.
I have suffered, okay? My suffering is no joke. So since my hand is still fairly decent, this pops, so we might as well use those resources.
Okay.
Those are to be spent on a blue disable, pitching this blue unmovable and this red pummel. So this is coming in for 7, and if it crushes, this arsenal card goes bye-bye.
I will be blocking for 3 with this Ancestral Empowerment. Do you have any attack reactions?
I do not. Do you?
I have a defense reaction. Wow. I cannot have an attack reaction because I am not the attacking player. However,
words! I've been fooled by words.
So I'm blocking with the red Ancestral Empowerment, and then I'm also defense reacting with this red Fate Foreseen. So I will be opting 1.
He sees his fate, and he doesn't seem to like it all that much. Nope.
That can go down there.
All right.
But yeah, so I will be blocking for the total of 7.
Wow! So we'll simply move to clean up Arsenal, this final card, shove those under, and draw back up. You may proceed.
So, Kodachi. This costs 0, so it has Go Again. It's for 1.
There were words for sure.
Kodachi.
Poke.
Second one. Poke.
Third one. No, wait.
Let's just, I have another Kodachi in my arsenal.
For sure.
I'm just going to attack you with this Break Tide. It does not have Go Again. It is just for 2, so it cannot be blocked by cards from hand.
We can take that.
Okay.
2.
Then, technically Benji triggers, it doesn't have go again, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. And I am just arsenaling this card anyway.
Yep.
So it is now your turn.
I shall begin by pitching this blue unmovable to do the tectonic plating classic. We've seen that before. And then we shall go for a disable. Pitching blue thunderquake like so. So this costs my whole 5 resources and is coming at you for a total of 7. If it crushes, again, the arsenal card goes bye-bye. We've seen that before, right?
It does the thing. Okay. So I will be blocking this with this Soul Bead Strike from my hand, this blue Soul Bead Strike for 3. Do you have any attack reactions?
I do, in fact. I would like to play this red pummel from Arsenal, pitching this blue one, so this floats a thingamajig, giving it +4 attack because it is an attack action with cost 2 or greater, and if it hits, you will have to discard a card, so it is now 11.
Huh.
Do you have reactions now that are not attack?
So I do, but red pummel specifically is very awkward here because I am going to defense react with this Fate Foreseen.
Reasonable.
And I will get to opt.
He does.
No.
No, he doesn't. Fates are difficult to read.
So, yeah, very awkward because I will be taking 1, or I will be taking the 4, rather.
The 4, yes.
So that means that it does get to crush, so this goes bye-bye. And then I do have to discard a card, which will be this Crane Dance. And I will go to 6.
I am pleased with that outcome. All right, so let's move to clean up.
Yeah. I'm going to arsenal this card.
Wow.
And I will draw, and it is now your turn.
So, since it is now back to me, I shall pop this. I will activate my tectonic plating, pitching this blue Crush Confidence, leaving to that float to have a second one of those for next turn. Wow. And then these 2 floating can go into a Bravo activation to dominate with the things. I shall break my Goliath Gauntlet, leave it there just to be sure, to give my next attack action card with cost 2 or greater. I play this turn +2, and this also goes again, of course. And this shall be used on this Crush the Weak, this blue one pitching its twin, other blue Crush the Weak. Okay. And thus, this is for 7. It does gain Dominate thanks to Bravo.
Dominate.
And if it crushes, you will not be able to play attack action cards with base power 3 or less during your next attack.
I accept these terms. Do you have any attack reactions?
I do not. Would you like to defend react?
I would!
You would! I get Flick Flackity.
Yeah, I'm going to Flick Flack. It is a red Flick Flack, so I will be blocking 4. So currently I would be taking 3 damage.
Therefore, you're safe from this crush thing.
1, 2, 3.
All good. So let's arsenal this one and move to cleaning up.
Let us begin by attacking you with this blue 100 Winds for 1. It has go again, and it gains +1 attack for each other card named 100 Winds that I control on the combat chain, which by my count is currently 0. Do you want to recheck my math?
Yeah, I think that's 0. Yeah,
okay,
indeed.
Yeah,
So I will be poked.
Okay, I have some triggered abilities that I would like to activate on the hit.
Yes.
I would like to activate my Breeze Rider boots and my Mask of the Pouncing.
We are going.
We are. I have to. I absolutely have to, because
at
if you dominate another attack, I die. So
yeah. Push it. Good.
So yes. So my cards with combo this turn will gain go again.
Yep.
And I get to search my deck for an attack action card with 2 or less power, banish it, and then shuffle, and I can play it this turn. So off of my Mask of the Pouncing links, I am going to search for a secret card from my deck, and that card is going to be Spring Tidings.
Whoa, the magician!
Isn't that crazy? I'm magic. Don't look at the uncut footage. I'm just a magician. Don't worry about it.
It's all legit. I saw it go from there to there.
No. Yeah, it's
actual magic.
Yeah, I am a magician.
Trust me or don't.
So yeah, I will have this Spring Tidings banished, and I can play it this turn if I so choose, which I probably will. But
I do hope so for your sake.
I will be following up this 100 Winds. Since Benji did trigger off of it, it dealt damage, so my next attack this turn gets +1. I will be attacking you with this Rushing River. So from the Benji, it gets +1. It has combo, so it has go again from the Breeze Rider boots, but the rest of its combo doesn't matter because it's only if I've used Torrent of Tempo, which this
not
card
the
is not.
correct combo sequence. But
yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it is for 2 with go again.
I guess I'm getting poked with a 2. Boop, boop.
Okay. Then I will follow up that Rushing River with the Break Tide. So Break Tide does care about Rushing River. It is part of that combo.
Wow.
So if Rushing River was the last attack this combat chain, Break Tide gains +3, Dominate, and when it hits, I banish the top card of my deck, and until the end of my next turn, I can play it.
All right. I would like, since I am allowed to use a card from my hand because it went over that threshold.
But only one card.
Only one!
Ha-ha.
It shall be this red Spinal Crush.
Okay.
And I would like to just take the remaining damage, which by my math should be 2.
It would be 2, yes.
All right.
So yeah, you will take 2 damage, and then I will banish the top card of my deck until the end of my next turn. I may play it. It is a Rising Knee Thrust, which, since it's banished and I can't use it for anything else, I'll just come in and attack with it. I'm gonna just in case something else happens. Let's start consolidating. So this blue Rising Knee Thrust is coming in for 1, and it has Go Again from the Breeze Rider boots, but no other effects.
That's a one I can put a helm in front of.
That is one you can put a helm in front of.
There we go.
Yes, so that has been blocked. Then, I mean, you saw it coming, but I'm going to attack you with this Spring Tidings. So it is for 2, and if it hits, I will draw a card for each other attack action card with 2 or less base power that I control on the combat chain, which is currently 4. This innately has Go Again. It doesn't have combo. So for anybody in the comments that sees what's about to happen, I cannot buff it with this. This only cares about cards with combo. So it is coming in for 2 with Go Again.
So obviously this can't hit. So let's put 2 in front.
2, hey?
2, yes.
I have no attack reactions.
All right.
Yeah, so that did have Go Again. I will still make you do the thing though, because I do have the second Spring Tidings.
I called it.
You did call it. We were mulling that over in the cut space for a while, but you did call it.
So that's gonna be 1 and 1 pitching
the
to actually give it 1.
Yeah,
and thus I did block it.
You did block it. You blocked both of them, and I have no further cards in my hand.
I survived the 1 turn.
Draw. You did survive the 1 turn. I was thankfully able to get a few cards out of your hand, so maybe you don't just immediately kill me, but it's not looking spectacular for me right now. And passing over to you.
So with my diminished hand that for once Benji did attack my hand for some reason. So this will pop to give me a 1 discount. I would like to pitch this Blue Thunderquake to make another 1.
Okay.
This goes over here, it comes back. It's like they're twins, they love each other. But never at the same time because they can't. And since this did give me 2 resources floating and I have a discount of 1, I would like to play this Blue Cartilage Crush using those 2. And thus, this is coming in for 5, and if it crushes, well, you die, so whatever.
Yeah. If it deals 4 or more damage to me, a lot of stuff happens.
Yeah.
I am going to declare a block for 3 damage with this Rushing River. So currently, I would be taking 2.
You will indeed take 2.
Okay. I go to 1 life point.
The not dead point.
Singular life point.
Yep. Let's clean that up.
I am going to strike at your soul beads. You know, that's a common saying. You got beads in your soul, right?
Beads. The beads of the soul.
So I will be coming at you with this soul bead strike. Cost 0, comes in for 2, and if it hits, it gains Go Again.
We shall put the plating up in front and add this rampart pitching this yellow pummel for it. There's gonna be 1 floating, but yeah, whatever.
So it did not have Go Again. No. I will arsenal this card and pass back over to you.
And so we shall proceed to my turn and hopefully end this on a positive note for me this time. So this pops to give a cool 1 discount.
Surge.
I would like to activate Bravo pitching this blue Rouse the Ancient, leaving me 1 floating to give my attack action cards with cost 3 or greater Dominate. And thus, with this, we chokeslam. It is a blue one, pitching this blue pummel to it. It does only cost 3, so this 1 floating still floats, and that is for 6.
So yeah, I will block with this Rising Knee Thrust. And,
fairly reasonable.
And I take 3, and I become a fine pink mist on the ground. You bam! Yeah,
Big choke slam.
I definitely went very greedy because that last hand that I had was Soul Bead Strike, which then combos into Crane Dance, which then combos into Find Center.
Wow, that would have did the thing.
That makes these really, really difficult to block and also just deals a bunch of damage. I could have, like, the obvious play was honestly to block with a second card, or to like use one of these to Kodachi twice first to maybe make you use those or cards from your hand or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I just tried to go for the flashy play, and we can see how that happened. I tried to dance all around you, and you just picked me up by the neck and tossed me into the mantle of the earth.
Yeah, I'll have this showtime over here because I thought I would have eventually one turn of prep. I just left that going, but at that point, I was just better off keeping the pressure on and not letting you have.
No, absolutely.
If you had a one more turn of break, I was running out of stuff to block with, so that was...
like, and that's the scary part too, is even though this deck is like touted as an OTK deck, where it's like, oh, you do all of the damage in one turn, even just putting the generic pressure on that I was dealing, like, you know, 3 or 4 damage.
There's still real poke that's going on. But it's
still poke, and a lot of it is really difficult to block, especially once you've exhausted all that. So like at 4, if I had, you know, if I didn't die there, and I just had 2 cards that dealt 2, you can't. I can't
do anything. Yeah, I just end up dying at some point, whatever happens.
That's kind of the cool thing about Benji is, like, even if you do get fully blocked out, like you sat on your equipment like very well. You waited for a really good time to do that, and then of course you made the right call.
I called your bluff.
Sussing out the second Spring Tidings.
I was very much debating, like, yeah, we'll pull the curtain back a tiny bit. I was very debating, like, if I should double block with those 2 in case that was a pump thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was really just a 50-50 for me. Like, I had to play around either the second Spring Tidings or a buff.
Or Ancestral Empowerment is the one that would have worked, because the only other buff in the deck is the Razor Reflex, which costs 1, and I had no resources. But
so I had to make the call for which one I thought it would be in your arsenal, and I just got the correct one.
The funny thing is, they were both equally likely, because you had seen 1 Spring Tidings and I had used 1 Ancestral Empowerment. So it was
truly a 50-50.
Literally a 50-50, but yeah, you read that super well. Yeah, that was a really, really great game. Very much down to the wire. Yep. Very well played by you.
Well played to you. You did your thing that you had to do.
I did well. God, did I try.
You tried your thing.
But yeah, that will do it for this episode of the Goliath Gauntlet, Bravo versus Benji. Thank you for playing, Boo, of course.
Thanks to you too.
Thank you at home for watching, and make sure to rising knee thrust the bell icon.
Now you should tear asunder it.
Tear that subscribe button asunder.
Tear the comments asunder, actually. Go nuts.
Actually, I know how YouTube commenters do. Don't do that. Don't do that, please.
Oh no. We'll see you.
Anyway, thank you.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Spike Feeders on YouTube. Before you close the window, make sure you click subscribe for more great Flesh and Blood content.